Most men don't realize she's losing interest until it's already over. Why? Because you're tracking the wrong signals. You notice she replied late once, or canceled plans, and you think, maybe she's just busy. But here's what you're missing. When women lose interest, we don't change one behavior. We change multiple behaviors simultaneously, in specific combinations. And once you see these three patterns together, there's no confusion anymore. Let me show you exactly what to look for. I'm going to tell you something from a woman's perspective that most dating advice completely misses. See, you've probably watched videos about signs she's losing interest. She takes longer to text back. She's less affectionate. She cancels plans. And those videos treat each behavior like it means something on its own. But here's what you need to understand. One behavior by itself, that's just life. She could be stressed, busy, tired, or dealing with something that has nothing to do with you. It's when behaviors start combining in specific patterns that you know something has shifted. Today, I'm walking you through 3 behavior combinations that confirm a woman is emotionally checking out. Not testing you. Not going through a phase. Actually losing interest. And by the end of this, you won't be stuck wondering anymore. You'll have clarity, because the truth is, women don't lose interest randomly. There's a process, and once you understand the patterns, you'll see it happening in real time. Let's start with the first combination. The first combination is the communication fade paired with an energy mismatch. And this is the easiest one to spot because it happens in real time, in your texts, in your calls, and in every interaction. Here's what the communication fade looks like. She used to reply within minutes. Now it's hours, sometimes a full day. Her messages used to be paragraphs, thoughtful, engaging. Now you're getting one-word responses. Yeah. Cool. Email, call. And here's the key detail most men miss. She stops initiating conversations. You're always the one reaching out first. Always the one asking how her day was. She's not starting anything anymore. Now, if you saw just that pattern by itself, you might think, okay, she's busy. She's got work. She's stressed. Life happens. And you'd be right to consider that. But here's where the second behavior comes in. The energy mismatch. When she does reply, when she does engage, there's no life in it. It feels flat. Obligatory. Like she's just checking a box. You ask her a question, she answers it, but she doesn't ask you anything back. There's no curiosity, no emotional investment. Picture this. You text her about something that happened to you, something you're excited about. Before, she would have matched your energy. She would have asked follow-up questions, shared in the excitement with you. Now, she sends back a thumbs-up emoji or a short "that's cool." Let me show you what this looks like in actual conversations. Before, you'd text. Just got promoted at work, she'd reply. Oh my God, that's amazing. I'm so proud of you. When did you find out? How are you celebrating? Tell me everything. Now, you text. Just got promoted at work. She replies, nice. Congrats. And that's it. No questions. No excitement. No follow-up. The conversation dies because she's not feeding it anymore. Here's why this combination confirms she's losing interest. Isolated communication fade. That could genuinely be life getting in the way. She's overwhelmed, distracted, dealing with something outside of you. Isolated low energy. That could be exhaustion, stress, a bad week. But when both happen together, when her communication fades and her energy flatlines at the same time, that's not coincidence. That's intentional withdrawal. From a woman's perspective, here's what's happening psychologically. When we start to lose interest, We begin emotionally distancing ourselves before we physically distance ourselves. We're protecting our own feelings. We're slowly pulling back our energy so that when we do step away, it doesn't hurt as much. It's a defense mechanism. By reducing communication and flattening our emotional responses, we're creating space. We're preparing ourselves for the eventual separation, even if we haven't consciously decided to end things yet. The withdrawal happens gradually because we're testing our own feelings too. Seeing if maybe the spark comes back. Seeing if distance makes us miss you. And we test to see if you notice, if you'll react, if you'll chase harder or back off. Let me give you a concrete example. There's a guy, let's call him Marcus. He and this woman had been talking for a few months. Great connection, easy conversations, lots of back and forth energy. Then over the span of 2 weeks, he noticed the shift. Her replies went from instant to delayed, from engaged to short. She stopped texting him first. And when they did talk, it felt like he was pulling teeth. She'd answer his questions but wouldn't ask any of her own. No excitement. No curiosity about his life. Marcus thought maybe she was just going through something. So he kept reaching out, kept trying to spark the conversation. But nothing changed. The energy stayed flat. The communication stayed faded. That's the combination. And that's the confirmation. When you see both the communication fade and the energy mismatch happening at the same time, she's not just busy, she's emotionally preparing to distance herself. She's already halfway out the door mentally, even if she hasn't said it out loud yet. Now, if you're recognizing this pattern right now, stay with me. Because the next combination is where most men get confused. It's harder to spot, but it's even more definitive. And once you see it, there's no more guessing. The second combination is the availability shift paired with the future fade. And this one is harder to catch because it happens slowly, subtly, over weeks instead of days. Here's what the availability shift looks like. Plans start getting canceled more frequently. And it's not just once. It becomes a pattern. She has to reschedule. Something came up. She's not feeling well. Work got busy. Her friend needs her. And here's the detail that confirms it's a shift, and not just bad luck. Her availability suddenly fills up with everything except you. She's got time for girls' night, time for the gym, time for her hobbies. But when you try to make plans, she's vague. I'll let you know, maybe this weekend. I need to check my schedule. And that I'll let you know never turns into actual confirmation. You're left waiting, wondering if she's going to follow through. And most of the time, she doesn't. Now, if this was happening in isolation, you could reasonably think, okay, life got hectic. She's overwhelmed. She's juggling a lot right now. And again, that's a fair assumption. But here's where the second behavior comes in. The future fade. She stops making future plans with you. She stops saying things like, we should go to that restaurant sometime. Or, let's plan a trip this summer. Or, I want you to meet my family during the holidays. All those forward-looking statements. They disappear. Conversations stay strictly in the present. What are you doing today? How was work? What's for dinner? But there's no more we should or let's plan or I'm excited for. She's removed you from her mental timeline of the future. And here's what makes this so definitive. When a woman is interested, she naturally includes you in her future thinking. She imagines experiences with you. She makes plans weeks or months out because she sees you there. But when she's losing interest, that future vision vanishes first. Let me give you an example. There's this guy who was seeing a woman for about 4 months. Things were good. They'd talk about concerts they wanted to go to, places they wanted to visit. She'd mention events happening in a few months and say, "We should do that." Then over the span of 3 weeks, her availability tightened. She canceled twice, rescheduled once. When he'd suggest plans, she'd say, "Let me see how this week goes." But she never got back to him. And at the same time, she stopped mentioning anything beyond the next few days. No more "we should" statements. No more future references. Everything became present-focused. "What are you up to tonight?" Not, "What are we doing this weekend?" That's the combination. And that's when he knew. Now, here's the critical distinction most men miss. Testing versus losing interest. When a woman is testing you, her availability might shift. She might pull back to see how you respond. But she still references the future. She still makes comments about things you'll do together, places you'll go. The future vision stays intact. When a woman is actually losing interest, both disappear together. Her time becomes unavailable, and her future talk goes silent. That combination means she's not just testing, she's systematically phasing you out. From a woman's perspective, here's the psychology behind this. Time is the most honest currency in relationships. We give our time to what and who we value. When we're losing interest, we start protecting our time. We redirect it to other priorities, other people, ourselves. And the future fade happens because we're no longer investing in the relationship trajectory. We're not envisioning a future with you anymore. We're keeping things surface level, present only, because we're either deciding whether to end it or we've already decided and we're just figuring out how. It's emotional risk management. By not committing to future plans and by limiting our availability now, we're minimizing the entanglement. We're making it easier to walk away when the time comes. Think about it. If she's planning trips with you 3 months out, if she's talking about meeting your family, if she's building a future vision with you, then ending things becomes harder, more complicated, more painful. But if she keeps everything short-term, present-focused, with no future commitments, the exit is clean. There's less to untangle. So when you see the availability shift and the future fade happening together, combined with that communication fade and energy mismatch from the first combination, you're not looking at a rough patch anymore. You're looking at a woman who's mentally and emotionally checking out. She's not making time for you because she's redirecting her investment. And she's not including you in her future because, in her mind, you're not in it. Now, if you're recognizing both of these combinations, I need you to stay with me. Because the third combination is the one that confirms there's no coming back from this. It's the hardest one to face, but it's the most definitive. And once you understand it, you'll never question where you stand again. The third combination is the intimacy withdrawal, paired with the emotional wall. And this is the one that confirms she's not just pulling back, she's already gone. Here's what the intimacy withdrawal looks like. Physical affection becomes mechanical, obligatory. She'll still hug you, maybe kiss you, but there's no warmth behind it. It feels like she's going through the motions because she's supposed to, not because she wants to. She stops initiating any physical touch. You're always the one reaching for her hand, leaning in for a kiss, pulling her close. And when you do initiate, she doesn't resist, but she doesn't reciprocate either. And here's the detail most men overlook. She stops seeking comfort from you. Before, if she was stressed or upset, you were the person she'd come to. Now, when something's wrong, she handles it alone. That's the intimacy withdrawal. But on its own, you could rationalize it. Maybe she's stressed. Maybe she's not feeling herself. But here's where the second behavior comes in. The emotional wall. She stops sharing her life with you. Personal struggles, wins, things she's thinking about. None of it reaches you anymore. Conversations stay surface level. How was your day? Fine. What's going on with work? It's okay. She gives you nothing, no depth, no vulnerability. And when you try to go deeper, she shuts it down. I'm fine. It's nothing. I don't want to talk about it. Here's the kicker. She stops caring about your opinion on things that matter to her. Before, she'd ask what you think about decisions she's making, situations she's dealing with. Your perspective mattered. Now, she makes choices without consulting you. She doesn't seek your input. Your validation doesn't hold weight anymore. Let me paint you a picture of what this looks like. Imagine she's going through something significant. A family conflict, a career decision, something weighing on her. Before, you would have been the first person she talked to. She would have opened up, asked for your perspective. Now, she keeps it to herself. You might not even know it's happening until it's resolved. And when you ask, she gives you a brief, sanitized version. No emotional depth. She's treating you like an acquaintance, not someone she's close to. Or picture this. You're sitting together, and you try to connect physically. You put your arm around her. She doesn't pull away, but she doesn't lean into you either. Her body is there, but her energy is somewhere else. It feels like you're touching a stranger. That's the combination. The intimacy withdrawal and the emotional wall happening at the same time. Here's why this is the most definitive pattern. When you saw the communication fade and energy mismatch from the first combination, that was surface-level detachment. When you saw the availability shift and future fade from the second combination, that was her redirecting her time and mental space away from you. But this is complete emotional and physical closure. From a woman's perspective, here's what's happening psychologically. When we lose interest, we compartmentalize. We close off emotionally first because that's where the real connection lives. Then we pull back physically because intimacy without emotional connection feels empty. When both happen together, when we're not sharing our inner world with you and we're not seeking physical closeness, it means we've already emotionally exited the relationship. We're still physically present, but mentally and emotionally, we're gone. Here's the hard truth. This is the point of no return. Women can come back from communication issues. We can come back from scheduling conflicts. But when we've closed off both our emotional world and our physical space, when we're treating you like someone we're polite to but not close with, we've already done the internal work of separating. We're keeping things surface level to avoid confrontation. We're staying physically present but emotionally distant because we're either deciding how to end things or waiting for the right moment to do it. Or, in some cases, we're hoping you'll be the one to end it so we don't have to. Think about how you treat someone you're no longer close to. You're polite. You're cordial. You don't share your struggles. You don't seek their comfort. You don't invite them into your emotional world. That's how she's treating you now. Now, here's what makes this combination undeniable. When you see all three patterns together, the communication fade and energy mismatch, the availability shift and future fade, and now, the intimacy withdrawal and emotional wall, that's not a rough patch. That's not her going through something. That's a woman who's already left emotionally. She's just figuring out how to leave physically. And I know that's hard to hear. But the truth is, recognizing this pattern gives you something most men don't have: clarity. You're not sitting in confusion anymore, wondering if you're overthinking it or if it's real. It's real. And now you know. So here's what you need to understand about what comes next. If you're seeing all three combinations, here's what not to do. Don't panic. Don't chase. Don't send long texts trying to fix things. Don't confront her demanding answers. If all three combinations are present, She's already decided internally. Trying to convince her isn't going to change what's shifted. Give space. Immediately. Stop reaching out. Stop initiating. Let her come to you. And if she doesn't, that tells you everything. This isn't about games. This is about respecting yourself enough to not beg for someone who's already checked out. Focus on yourself, your energy, your time, your growth. Redirect everything you were giving to her back into you. Hit the gym. Focus on work. Spend time with people who value you. Here's the truth. If all three combinations are there, the relationship is likely over. And I know that's hard. But acceptance doesn't mean weakness. It means you're strong enough to face reality and move forward with dignity. Understanding what's happening gives you power to act from clarity, not confusion. To walk away with your head up instead of being blindsided. 3 behavior combinations that don't lie. Communication fade paired with energy mismatch. Availability shift paired with future fade. Intimacy withdrawal paired with emotional wall. When you see all 3 together, it's not confusion anymore. It's confirmation. The man who sees reality clearly is the man who keeps his power. You're not weak for recognizing this. You're strong for facing it before it destroys you. I want to hear from you. Have you seen these combinations in your situation? How are you handling it? Drop your story in the comments. I'll be reading and engaging because these conversations matter. This is where real growth starts, with the truth. Share this with a brother who's doubting himself right now. Certainty hurts less than false hope. Now you know.